Hi and welcome. Today I have a quick art journal collage video, and I'm already starting by adhering some collage papers, and the papers I have already picked out in colors that are matching my focal images. And I have made some focal points by just creating an abstract watercolor background, and then I have stamped our new Collage Leaves number 2 images onto this paper and cut them out. I really love doing this, the cutting out in the evenings in front of the TV. And then I have collage photo prepared for future projects such as this one. The papers I'm using are jelly prints. The first one was a jelly printed rice paper. This one is a stamped old book paper, and I used acrylic paint to stamp it, and an image from our Pencil Marks number 5 stamp set. And here I'm just checking which focal point will go with which color. And yeah, I just see what I feel looks good and fits the colors on the elements. I'm adhering the papers with my glue stick, and I'm working in a very cheap art journal. It's a Sketchpad from the Action store. I think it costs under €1, and the paper is not very good, but it's really perfect to use it as a collage journal. And if it happens that I don't like a page, I just tear it out and throw it away. Something else I wanted to talk about is that I don't know if you know that we have a shop blog which is filled with tons of creative projects and tutorials from our design team, and we have it over a year now, and it's amazing. We have a post almost every day, and there is everything from card making, art journal pages, mixed media tags, artist trading cards, and lots more. A ton of inspiration with tutorials. Sometimes we have step-by-step, sometimes we have video tutorials, sometimes it's just a write-up, and I just can recommend check that out. I myself come often to the blog again to get inspired. And what I love about it, often when you go to Pinterest and you find something interesting and then you click on it, you are led to a blog, and usually the blogs are full of advertising. So you scroll down and one advertisement after the other pops up, and it's really hard to read the blog posts. And we don't have any advertising on our blog, so if we have a tutorial, you will find that tutorial. The only advertising video is our own stamps, which are linked up at the end of each blog post so that you know which products we have used. And of course, all the products can be substituted by stuff you might already have at home. So it's not a must to have our stamps to recreate a certain project. Let's have a quick look over to our blog. On the main page, you can scroll down the last 10 posts, and then you can click on older posts, and you can come to each post that was ever posted. If you click on the post itself, you come into the post, you can see a tutorial if there is one, and close-up photos. On the right side, you have a menu where you can choose what you're interested in. Tutorials, artist trading cards, mixed media tags, card making, art journaling. And when you click on that, you can see all the projects that are matching the theme. And on the right side, you also have a list with all the stamp sets and stencils, so you can choose in which stamp set you are interested in. For example, you have the birds, you want to have ideas for this stamp set. And what I would recommend, if you don't want to jump to our blog each day, you can subscribe to our newsletter. We are sending out a newsletter each Saturday. And there you will get a recap from what was going on the blog during the week. There is a thumbnail for each post that went live and a link to the post and a little bit of information what it's all about. And there you can see if there is something that interests you. And if there is something interesting, you can just save this email and come back to it later if you like a project. And I promise we do not send out newsletters very often, just on Saturdays and sometimes in between if we have a new release or if we have a coupon code or if there is something special going on. I will now add some stamping to the collage. I have added this big black strip of paper and I think it needs a bit more black to make everything look cohesive, and therefore I'm using that number stamp from the Mix It Up #1 stamp set together with black ink. And I'm stamping it several times with one layer of ink so I get different shades of the black, and that also creates more depth. I also wanted to stamp something onto that orangey paper, and I decided to pick a word from the Collage Leaves stamps, and I think it is the word grow. I did a bunch of pages recently and I'm not 100% sure which stamp I used on this one. And I will use it with a gray ink because I don't want to have it black, so it's not that intense. I just wanted to have this more in the background. And I'm also stamping it a bunch of times, not only once. So I have the image in different shades, sometimes darker, sometimes a little bit lighter. Before I'm adhering my focal image, I wanted to make some splatters on my page. I often do this. If you know my videos, you know that I love splatters on a background, and I picked the black acrylic ink. And I will not make the splatters completely over the whole page. I will put them more in the area next to the place where I am going to put my focal image later. I now have to decide which focal image I'm going to adhere. I take care not to smear my ink because it's still not dry, and I'm just going through all the elements that I have from the pre-cut images, and I often have a look through my camera onto the finished project because then it looks a bit different and it's a bit more far away, which makes it easier to decide which image to pick. And I think I'm going with the one I've just had in my hands because I really like how the colors are separated on this one and how this goes well with the whole collage background. Before I adhere my image, I wanted to create something for it to sit on, and I'm just going through my collage papers that are laying next to me, and I'm thinking about adding some bits and pieces underneath the leaf because I feel that just looks a bit better. I am adhering the papers with a glue stick as well. And this is just a scrapbooking paper. I used it on my last art journal page, I believe. And this is a piece from this paper that I've used on the page. I still felt that something was missing, and I'm picking a very tiny piece from that pinkish paper again, and I will also glue it under the leaf. I wanted to make some marks with Neocolors on my page because I really enjoy that mark making and adding little spots of color here and there. And I wanted to use a pink, and I'm just testing the Neocolors I have, if there is any pink which is similar. There is no exact same pink, so I'm picking the most pinkish one. I can't remember how the name of it is. It might be the alizarin crimson. It's a bit more purple than the pink I have in my collage papers. The only thing I have to do now is adhering my focal point, and that's it. Here you can see the finished page. I have added a sentiment, and I hope you enjoyed this video today and you are inspired, and I hope we will see us next time. Bye!